Hi, Uli here. Today I like to go over the basics from BrowserSync. I'm using BrowserSync not only for HTML, CSS and JS, as well for PHP running on XAMPP or other backend languages. You can run it on any device in your local network. That means smartphones, tablets, smart TVs, virtual machines with different OSs, Mac OS, Windows and Linux. First, you have to decide if you want to install it locally or globally. So far I know, to use it with the terminal, we have to install it as well globally. To get more information, just visit this website here. And here would be the code for globally, and then here are the dev dependencies. And this command will install the current version, but we have to install an older version as the current version has a problem with the user interface. It's not running properly. So we're going here on this page, and here you can see the current version of this recording is 2.27.7. And we need a version is 2.24. And here I will go with the .7 version, what is 3 years old. So let's open my Explorer, where is my project. And here I will start installing it globally with the terminal. And with Ctrl L, I jump in the address bar and then I just type cmd and open the terminal. And here I will type my commands npm i-g browser-sync @ and then 2.24.7 and then hit enter to install. So we see some vulnerabilities and some other warnings and 16 from the high. So let's talk about this one. First, I cannot make any decision for you if your computer is on risk or not. Neither will I take any responsibility. If you're not sure, first thing to do is clicking on each link and read what it's all about. For example, here on this link with Control and then I can open the page. And here I can read what it's all about and then make my decision. And here you have some other links as well. Next, be sure that your virus and firewall is up to date. Actually, before you do anything outside your local network, be sure your OS is up to date. Let me give you an example. There's a package with millions of downloads weekly. It's Nodemon, and there was a malicious code to steal bitcoins in wallet apps. Nodemon is used to automatically restart your Node.js app if file changes are detected. This was in the late 2018. What I mean is it can happen anytime. That said, risks are everywhere and it's getting worse. If you are developing apps, you need anyway to be up to date about vulnerabilities risk. And so long it's about dev dependency only on your dev environment, the risk is only at your local machine. It's different if you're using packages what is running on your client computer. Bottom line, should you ignore? Of course not. You should investigate. So to install it as well locally, we go back to our old command with the up arrow, and then we changing the G to a -D, and then hit enter again. And then we running it as well here in our directory. And we of course get the same warnings. But now we have as well the Package.json and the node modules folder here. I usually run BrowserSync in a Package.json file, but you can run it as well in a terminal. I will open my project in WebStorm with the right click and then open in WebStorm. I will add the video link where you can find how to add it to your context menu. And now with Alt F12, I open my terminal, clean the screen, and then type browser-sync and then app. And now the browser open with your website. Let's go back to WebStorm. And here you can see the local address, the external address, and then for the UI as well here. We will go over this later. And app is your app directory where is all your website code. And there are many flags you can use. So let's go back to the browser. So here are all the flags you can use, and as there are quite a lot, I will show you which one I regularly use. So this would be port. And by the way, if you have like here for proxy, you have a -p. This is the alias for the /proxy. So, and usually I use the short version. The port I use to sometimes change the port. For example, I have like a server and a client running, and then as well I use the browser. So as I have several browsers on my system, and usually I use Chrome for browsing my websites and Chrome for development. So then I can specify that website should open with Chrome when I'm developing. Then of course I will watch the files, and here I use only the -w flag. Then the next thing, open. This is which URL you want to open, and then you can change the UI port. As well, what I'm using is that I say don't notify. It means like, for example, when I used gulp, then sometimes it has to restart BrowserSync, and then every time I get a browser notification, and if it annoys me, so I turn it off. And no open means that no browser opens as well. This is as well good, special like for the not notify, because every time you get a new browser window or actually a tab, then no online I use when I'm in a cafe or on a public network. So I don't want to open my website for the public. And then if I don't use the user interface, I say here as well, use the flag no UI. So that's it actually what I'm using. So let's go back to WebStorm, and then I show you some configurations. So first thing here is to mention that this external address is actually wrong. So let me open another terminal. And then here I type ipconfig, and here for my wireless LAN adapter, my IP4 address would be this one here with 178.54, and here I got 56.1 and then 3000. And that's because I installed as well VirtualBox, and this is in the stack the first address BrowserSync finds, and then it's thinking I'm on this address. But to running it on your local network, you have to use this IP address here, and then with a colon and then 3000, or depending which port you're using. And here for the UI as well the same. So if you want to terminate this command here, you're just closing the terminal, and then it should be gone. So now let's open the terminal again. And you can see we starting fresh, and with CLS I clean the screen. And now let me type what I'm usually using. That would be then the BrowserSync. And then my directory, and then -w, and double hyphen the port. What makes really no sense here, because I'm using the same port. And then double hyphen no hyphen open, and then double hyphen no hyphen UI, and then double hyphen no hyphen notify. So as you can see now, I don't have my UI running here, as I'm missing this one. And then with Control-C, we should be terminate this one. And then using the up arrow to going back to the command. And now I just type double hyphen no hyphen online. And you should see the difference that I have only now my local usage here. So let's just terminate again and then go up. And what I use this for example, for XAMPP, then instead of app, I'm using an address, for example, http:// and then some name, what I want to use, .local, or sometimes you can see dev, and then that's it. As I don't have anything running here, it would not work. So let's close the terminal, and then just adding this configuration to the package.json file, because it makes no sense for me to type this command all the time. Even like it would be in the history of your commands, but if you're using different kind of commands, you have to looking for it a lot. So let's open the package.json file. And to make this a valid file, we have to add 2 more fields first. And the first one would be name. And let's call it BrowserSync. And then the version. What should be 1.0.0. And then we need a config field. And here I add the source dir. What is app? And then a port. $3000. And then let's add a script tag. And the first one would be server online, as I like to use one for online and one for offline. And the matter is just copy and pasting it, so I have less for writing. So let's add the command. First is BrowserSync. And then where's my code living? That would be in, I'm using a variable with %sign. And this is npm package and then config and underscore and app. And then again, another %sign. Here I did a spelling mistake. So then -w for watching, and then double hyphen for the port. And here again, the variable %sign npm underscore package underscore config underscore port. And here I see I did another mistake. That should be not app, that should be source dir. And another %sign. So the next one is double hyphen no open, and then double hyphen no hyphen UI, and double hyphen no hyphen notify. So let's test this first. So to run this with WebStorm, the only thing what I have to do, I have to hit Shift, Control, and then F10. And here I got an error message and another spelling mistake. So now, as I have it here already top, I only have to hit Shift F10. And now it's running. So this is for external and then locally. So now I can copy this whole line with Control D. And then of course I get an error here, offline, then a comma here, and here double hyphen no hyphen online. And then with Control F2, I can stop, and then Shift, Control, and F10, I'm running this configuration. And you can see now here that I have here server offline and then server online. And here you can see I don't have the external anymore. Okay, let's stop that. And to jumping back and forth with those, you can Shift Alt and then F10, and then you can choose which one you want to run. So to add a XAMPP configuration, you just copy the last one with Control D. Now I did it twice, but doesn't matter. Here we say it's let me remove one of them first. And then here get this the online. And then XAMPP, and the only thing what we have to do, we can add here a URL, and let me add this to the config file so that we can change it easily up there. And here, for example, http :/ and then some page. Usually I use local, and then we adding it here with %npm underscore package underscore config underscore URL, and then a %sign. So that should be working, except we should remove the no online, but leave it first there. And copying it, changing this with off, removing the online here. So, and now you have your XAMPP configuration. Oh, let's add a comma here. So let's run the server online and then removing the no UI part here, and let me run this one with Shift Control and F10. So basically in WebStorm, every time you in some configuration here and you starting it with Shift Control and F10, you're running this where is the cursor in. And here we have now the website and then the UI. So let me show you the UI. Here we have some climbing page. So let me rearrange the browser. So I cleaned up a little bit my browser, and here on the left side I have the website, and on the right side on port 3001 I open the UI, and here there is actually a matter thing. You just have to try it and see what is best for you, where you can reload all the stuff here. And for example, what would be interesting is like the sync options. And then here you see history, which pages you already visit, but this one is only one side page here. So interesting is the remote debug. So you can turn out different stuff here. So for example, the CSS outlining, and then you can see inline and blockline elements, or you prefer it as having it as a shadow, or you have like a CSS grid where you can change as well the grid size by clicking in here and changing the grid, let's say 10 or whatever you prefer. And then it will be easier to align all your elements. For sure interesting is here the network throttling. So for example, you're going here on an GPS, so what is pretty slow, and then create that. And now you have a new port location. So open this one and then add here too. And now observe, it takes long time. Okay, takes too much time. Good. So let's turn off this one. Maybe delete this one as well. So go back here to as well the server and then open the DevTools and telling this one should look like a phone. And now when I'm scrolling here, you see what happened on the left side. I'm scrolling too. And this is actually what I like, because now you can say it's really a browser sync. And the best part is if, for example, I open this on my smartphone, and you can't see it here now, but when I'm scrolling on my smartphone, you can see as well that I'm scrolling on my computer here. And now I'm on the top and I can call it synchronized. So that's all for me. Thank you for watching. I see you in the next one. Bye.